was of cleverness here on Pure West Radio. Not my cleverness, somebody had to do it for me. Um, and we're going to hopefully continue discussing what really needs to be done. And as the person said in the message, the council seemed to be tone deaf to what people want. And I don't know whether you agree with that or not. But is it a case of, our views don't matter? Sadly, as if you've only just joined me, we've been discussing our county town of Haverfordwest, which is steeped in history, but very, very sadly on the decline. We've lost a lot of local businesses. Nothing new is coming in, apart from franchises, which, I think we've got enough costers now. And I'm not saying that we don't need them, but it's, you can go to any major town and go to a Costers or a Subway or Domino's or whatever. What else have we got? Anyway, you can go anywhere and get them. When we want people, we want tourists, we want people to come back and start shopping here. Start coming to the town again. And if you're a tourist, think about when you go on holiday. Yeah, okay, there are times that, you want to go to somewhere that that you think, oh, yeah, well, I know everything's all right there. But a lot of the times, you just want to go and see what they've got. What shops have they got? What's their local shops like? And Haverfordwest, sadly, is lacking in, a lot of the shops that were full, were businesses. They're now empty and they're looking very sorry for themselves. You have, the top of Haverfordwest town that is owned by somebody that really doesn't care, does the minimum that he has to do and leaves it at that. As somebody said to me earlier, the whole town needs demolishing and starting again. Do you agree with it? Jump on, give me your comments, because at the end of the day, I honestly, sadly, think that within 10 years, we won't even be able to call it a town. There'll be nothing here. Everything as we know at the moment is going up. It doesn't help when you want to run a business or you are running a business, with the business rates and all the overheads that it costs to run that particular business, no matter what it is. It's not going to be easy because of the expenses that are going to be outgoing before you even start. Which is why I think it needs to go back. Excuse me. It needs to go back to the council, and the council genuinely, properly have a review and go, well, maybe it might be worth, dropping the business rates for, 5 years, keeping them at a set rate for 5 years so that businesses can restart. Somebody can come in, as I said earlier, young entrepreneurs out there, that want to start a business, that have done everything they can, but are unable to because of, the costs. Either that or do something to at least tidy the town up. As Cheryl said earlier, Shire Hall, you've got the moss, you've got the weeds all growing out. Nobody's done anything with it. The place is looking terrible. No wonder we are getting slated by different articles that are appearing in different sort of media, press media, etc. You look at the town and just for a minute, imagine yourself, you don't know Haverfordwest, okay? You've never been here before. Take a walk around it. Take a walk down Bridge Street. Cut through by, Mag's Optics there, cut through there. I mean, I won't tell you what my kids call that, because it's not exactly polite, to put it nicely. Amy's come back with the council office needs demolishing. I think it's just people in it. I didn't say that. I don't mean it. You know, take a walk around the town. Go down Bridge Street. You know, what's there? What do you see? As a tourist, is that what you would want to see? I mean, if you're somebody listening in now that's on the council, or, you know, has any form of, you know, sort of clout anywhere with somebody, think about it. Is this somewhere you would want to come? Yes, we've got some fantastic little pop-up shops, but we have got a lot of empty, sad, derelict, messy buildings. You know? Is this what you'd want to see? Because if I'm going somewhere on holiday and I'm going to a little town, I sure as hell don't want to see that. We really need to, I say we, I mean, unless I suppose we bombard the council, I don't know if that'll work, but somebody out there somewhere, or a committee, or seriously needs to look at the situation in the state. We wonder why we're getting slated as a town. Take a walk around it with your eyes open. Not with them shut and blinded, with them open. And then go back to your council office or wherever and go, yeah, okay, maybe they're right. We need to do something. Yes, you're doing a big thing with the traffic regeneration system. But what's the point if nobody's going to come here? You know? I mean, I would love to have somebody on the show tonight, which I know it's late and it's probably not going to happen. Maybe we can do it for the future, who can actually answer the questions. You know, what can be done? Who can do it? Who has that power to go, right, let's get this sorted. Let's get these places sorted out. Let's get the weeds. Let's get the buildings all sorted out, so that this town looks as though it's worth coming to. Because at the moment it doesn't. It's just basically a sad town. And then, as I said in the first hour, the only time this town actually looks happy is when the arm bombers have been out. You know, and it's brilliant. I mean, they do some fantastic work, but that can't stay up forever, and they can't keep doing it. It takes a lot of work to do that. And they can't keep doing it week after week after week. And of course, when it's taken down, you see the sad side of the town again. And it's wrong. You know, we really do need somebody somewhere to stand up and, you know, take the bull by the horns, as they say, and just get on, crack on, get it sorted. You know, as Cheryl said earlier, you know, the people that own the buildings, or the person that owns the buildings at the top of town, get on their case. You know, if they want these buildings, and as Cheryl said, they're listed buildings, we are losing part of our heritage and part of our history, because these buildings are derelict, they're falling down, they're not looked after. You know, Amy, come up with a good valid point. Maybe a petition needs to be signed so that the council will acknowledge the situation. It's worth a go, and it's a good idea. But as I said, we have some great opportunities that could happen here. But it goes back to, I know, before anybody says, it goes back to expense. I know. Sadly, you know, with the way the country is at the moment, you know, money is in short supply, even though everything's going up. So, you know, yes, I do accept that. But until the town is tidied up, who's going to want to come here anyway? Who's going to want to start a business? Who's going to want, even in the town or surrounding area, that decides, well, that little shop looks just perfect for what I want, but I can't afford to spend all the money sorting it out and cleaning it up, and because you're not going to look in a dusty, dirty window. How the hell can you see through it? For starters, surely there's got to be somebody that's accountable. I mean, whoever owns the buildings should be accountable. And then once that's sorted, then the council needs to look at a strategy to get people to come into the town, whether it is, encouraging new business. Hiya, Tanya. Welcome, thank you for joining me, sweetheart. Whether it is starting a new business, whether it's just finding other ways of getting people into the town. But we need to do something. I keep saying we, but it's not us. We still shop here, we still live here, we still use the town. And we see the potential that this town has. We see the local little places that we go to, whether it's to go and have something to eat, whether it's to go and have a coffee. Hiya, Zane. It's I don't know. I'm starting to get annoyed with with everything now, because people have got to be called into account for the way they look after their businesses, or the way that even though they're empty, if they own those buildings, they've got to be accountable for them. We need to get footfall back in the town. And what's happening is everybody's going out of town. We've got great sport here. We've got apparently a really good library now. And as I said, I haven't actually had the chance to go there yet. But we see the potential. And yet you walk around and you see it's sad looking. It's not a happy town, and I don't mean the people. We as the people are usually pretty happy. It's the buildings. The buildings are depressed. I mean, they look depressed, and they shouldn't. We are a historic town that has got a lot of heritage that is being left to go to destruction, to fall down. Eventually, those buildings at the top of town, I don't care what anybody says, are going to fall down, which could result in a lot of damage, possibly even loss to life. We don't know. I hope that never happens. But if the people that own these buildings aren't held accountable, that's exactly what's going to happen. It is going to happen. So, I mean, I don't know, has anybody actually been listening in from, the council who actually would like to have a say on it? Because if so, we can redo this for a future show. Trust me. And are there any plans? I mean, I'm saying there isn't any. Okay, we know about the traffic regeneration one. They're knocking down a multi-story and putting a new one up. They're moving the bus stop. They're putting in cycle paths, cycle lanes, and all that sort of thing for people that aren't coming to the town. But have they actually, has the council got any plans? Are there any plans to regenerate the town? And I don't mean build new stuff. I mean sort out the stuff that's already here. Because, it's pointless building new stuff when you've already got the old stuff. Okay, Jonathan Boyd has come back with, I also hate landlords telling businesses they have to get out, and then the buildings are just left empty, like New Look. Sadly, that's the thing. A lot of the buildings are left empty and nothing is done. Again, it goes back to the people that own the buildings being accountable. And I think that's where it's got to start. I mean, but it goes back to the council. where are the council in all this? Because surely they are the ones that, you know, have to get on to the owners of these businesses or, you know, the properties. I don't know. Anyway, I am going to give you a rest from my voice and let you know that the next, I haven't finished, by the way, yet, but what I'm going to say is the next Rants show, we will be on FM. So you will hear me on there. And that one I am going to be discussing Withybush Hospital and also the new hospital, wherever it may be. And, you know, hopefully have a couple of people on that can answer some questions that you may have. But I must admit, I mean, I know I've probably said the same thing over and over again, but I'm just hoping that somewhere along this show, somebody has, you know, listened, that needs to listen and needs to hear it and can go back and go, well, you know what? You know, maybe we should be listening to the people. Let's find out what they need, what they want. Let's sort these buildings out. Because otherwise there will be no Haverfordwest. You know, that is the sad fact. And as I said, the future generation will be moving up and moving out because there's nothing here for them. You know, Jonathan Boyd, they're all hiding, but hopefully they were listening. Yes, mate, I totally agree with you on that one. Yeah, hopefully they were listening, because at the end of the day, you know, we need so many towns. I have seen so many towns and heard that the young people have got nothing. They've got no work. So they're moving away, you know. And I don't think Haverfordwest is quite a retirement town yet. You know, it's got too much potential. It's got too much that could be done with it. We really, really just need to get those people that should be sorting it out to actually sort it out. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to put some music on. I will be leaving. This will be the last bit of my video tonight. Thank you to everybody that's joined me tonight. Cheryl, Jonathan, Amy, Tanya, hi Zane again. And to everybody that's joined me and commented. In some ways, it's nice to think I'm not on my own, because I do get passionate about it. This is my town. This is where I live. This is where I work. This is where I shop. This is where my family live. You know, yes, I do get passionate because, like a lot of people, we've seen the decline and it needs to be stopped. You know, we need to stop the decline, or something needs to be done to stop the decline. I say we, you know, can we do anything? Maybe, yeah, bombarding the council with letters or as Amy, I think it was Amy said, a petition. I don't know. But we want our town back. We want a decent town where people want to come in, where we can show just how great we are. We can show how, you know, how nice we are, for starters, because we are nice people here. And also show what we can do and how we can. I mean, can you imagine the story? I mean, we have been slated. Haverfordwest is, no, I won't say rubbish. Can you imagine the story of the turnaround of Haverfordwest? Look how it is now. Look how amazing it is. Look how many people come in. Look at the buildings. Look how they've been done up. Can you imagine the story on that? You know? Anyway, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you all. I say goodnight for the video. Not that I'm going. I've got another few minutes yet. But I'm going to say goodnight for the video. Again, thank you to everyone for joining me. And I will catch you again soon.